welcome to this week's video. I thought we'd have a cup of coffee, a chat, just so that I could touch bases with you and let you know what's going on with my life at the moment. My name is Marianne and I am part-time boater. So I retired from work back in July, and it's been quite an eventful few months with some travel that's gone in there, and also one of the biggest things that I have yet to deal with is the decluttering. So I thought I would talk to you about those two things first. Retirement went well. I was given a lovely gift by my colleagues at work, which I have worn quite a lot. And I thought that I would be able to enjoy doing the things that I want to when I want to and not be tied to the clock. Hasn't quite worked out that way though. The decluttering, which has been an ongoing process for many years, is still ongoing. However, things are moving out of the house. That's the positive thing. My sofa that I had has been sold. So this is one of my spaces that I have managed to clear. And as you can see, my brown leather sofa is no longer where it used to be, but instead my armchairs are there. And several bags of clothes have gone to a charity shop, several charity shops actually. I was making trips almost weekly for the last few weeks. But there is still an awful lot of stuff in the house that I need to get rid of, sort, organise, and basically clear spaces. So that's what's happening with me since my retirement. It's been an ongoing process of decluttering. Another thing is, why aren't I on the boat cruising? Well, the boat isn't cruising anywhere currently. Peter was in Staffordshire at Aston Marina, and our original intention for this year was to cruise up onto the River Ouse, be in York for Christmas again, to spend it with my daughter, her husband, and my grandchildren. We have had to change our plans simply because Peter has some medical appointments in the south, and as it turns out, I too now have some medical appointments where I live. I've had quite a lot of them already actually. Let me explain what happened. I went to Spain for my niece's wedding. It was a lovely occasion. We were there for about 6 days, but while we were there, I took it upon myself to get checked out for diabetes. My sister is a retired nurse and she helps out with the Diabetic Association in La Cala, Mijas Costa in Spain. So I just said to her, any chance I could be checked out? And she said, come along to one of our meetings and we can certainly do a prick test and a blood test for you. So I went along and did that, and it turned out I am diabetic. I almost had a feeling it would happen at some stage because my father and mother both had diabetes. My mother not till later in life. My father, probably as long as I can remember, he suffered from diabetes. My sister also has it, and now I've got it. So it wasn't totally unexpected, but the reason I got checked out was because of our family history. So there we have it. What happens next? I was given some advice from the diabetic nurse in La Cala, and she suggested cutting down on carbohydrates, eating more vegetables and protein. And you know, it's the sort of advice that you are given in many places for a healthier lifestyle. But how many of us actually take advantage of the advice we are given and follow through? At various times in my life, I have followed through on that. I've lost weight, I felt really good, but then maintaining it when life takes over is very, very difficult. Well, I have no option now but to follow a healthy lifestyle. I was more than happy to do it. It's been in my head for a long time. In fact, I think in one of my previous videos to do with my retirement, I was saying that I needed to lose weight, declutter, do all these things that I've just spoken about. And walking the towpaths and being with Peter on the boat would help me, but I haven't made it to the boat. Walking the towpaths hasn't happened, but this has. This is a wake-up call for me to amend how I am eating, to increase my exercise levels and generally get myself healthier. I have found out that people can go into remission with diabetes. And that means that you're not on any medications and you're managing it simply by your lifestyle. That is my goal. And with that in mind, when I returned from my trip to Spain, I cut down on my carbs, increased my protein and my vegetables, managed what I was eating very successfully, I think, because I've lost a little over half a stone since the end of September to now, which is the end of October. I'm really pleased with that. Even the doctor is really pleased with that. So I think I'm going in the right direction. I realise that the first half a stone or so that you lose is probably just water retention. So I am going to keep an eye on it. And if needs be, I will make further adjustments to what I'm eating. So that's a big reason as to why I am still at home and not on the boat. The boat and Peter were travelling south instead of north to York because of various medical appointments. Peter also has to get checked out for various things, his knees being one of them. If his knees give way, then boat life is more difficult. So he wants to make sure that his knees are fine and that he can continue to living on the boat. So with that in mind, he is heading south with the boat, but we've hit a stumbling block. In theory, he could have been in Mitchett near his home, and he could have been there about 2-3 weeks ago. But the River Thames is running fast and it's running high. It's red boards and has been for the last 2 or 3 weeks. So the boat currently is in Thrupp, and we are waiting for the boards on the Thames to change colour so that Peter can then hightail it onto the Thames and get off onto the Basingstoke Canal. Once he's there, he can poodle down to whichever mooring he wants to be at, closer to his surgery. And when he's there, obviously he's going to be a lot closer to where I live. So that's currently what's happening. Excuse me while I take a slurp of coffee. I hope you've got a drink while I'm chatting to you. So not a lot has changed since the start of the year with regards to my progress of getting onto the boat. I have got a violin on board though. My music is on board. I still need to take on my guitar and a music stand for me, but all in good time. Finding storage places for those things is still on my mind. I don't know where I'm going to put them, but I guess once they are actually on board, I can explore with physical things where to put them, basically. It's a case of, I think it's going to be trial and error where my violin and my guitar go. And I've also got a MIDI keyboard that I want to take on board, plus my electrics so that I can do video editing, etc. So that is all further down the line. The weather currently, I don't know if you can see, it's actually sunny today. And I'm hoping that if we get a couple more days of dry weather, that the red boards will lift to amber on the Thames, and then Peter can make a dash for it onto the Thames and down to the Basingstoke Canal. Being diabetic does make us susceptible to other forms of illness, and it's just a question of monitoring it, keeping on top of it. And my surgery have been really good. I've had several appointments, both face-to-face and via telephone, to help me navigate this new chapter of my health. I never thought that when I'd retire I'd be faced with all of this, but here it is, and now it's just a question of how I deal with it going forward. So I think that gives you a complete update as to where I am. I hope that you found it interesting, and I don't know what next week's video will be, but I do have some more traveling coming up. And that being said, one of my future videos might show you where I am going. So for now, I would like to say thank you to my subscribers, especially if you're a new subscriber. I know I have had a few in the last week or two. Welcome to my channel. I hope you will continue to watch and that you enjoy what I'm putting out for you. Thank you also to all my subscribers from the years past. I really appreciate you being with me, and I hope that you also continue watching and continue to enjoy the content. If you've got anything that you'd like me to make a video about, please make a comment about it, and if it's within my power, I would love to do it for you. So until next week and next week's video,